Hi everyone, I'm Daniela and welcome to Black Cat Kitchen. Today we're making raspberry almond slices. These bar cookies start off with a layer of buttery shortbread and then you get a smooth and sweet layer of raspberry jam followed by an almond sponge sprinkled with almond flakes on top. So let's jump into the recipe. See the description below for a list of ingredients. Preheat your oven to 170 degrees Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And line yourself a 20 by 30 centimeter tin with butter and parchment paper. Into a mixing bowl goes 175 grams of room temperature butter and 75 grams of castor sugar. We want to cream this together. You can do this by hand or by mixer. You'll know it's ready when the yellow color starts to become paler, and you'll be able to feel the smoothness of the butter and sugar as you stir it through. Now add 225 grams of plain or all-purpose flour, and we're going to combine that until it's a really stiff dough. You may need to get in there with your hands, as they're the best tools you have in the kitchen. You don't want to overmix this, as it will cause your shortbread layer to be really tough and chewy. Sprinkle your base layer all over the bottom of your prepared pan. Once you have an even covering, you can use your hands to press it into place. If you don't want to use your hands, you can use the bottom of a glass to press down and get a nice even layer. Using a fork, generously prick your shortbread dough. This will help with the rise and allow for an even bake. This will need to bake from 20 to 25 minutes until it's golden on top and nice and firm. Much like our shortbread, we're starting our sponge layer by creaming together our butter and our sugar, 100 grams of both the butter and the castor sugar. You want it to look nice and creamy, just like this. Now I'm swapping out my spoon for a whisk and adding in 2 eggs. No shell, thank you very much. Make sure you really whisk them together until they're fully combined and nice and smooth. In goes 50 grams of almond flour or ground almonds, 50 grams of plain flour, and half a teaspoon of almond extract. Making a mess in standard Black Cat Kitchen fashion. And once it's all mixed together, you'll have a lovely thick batter. Our beautiful golden shortbread is ready. We're going to let this cool for just a few minutes and then we're going to slather it with that raspberry jam. I'm using a seedless raspberry jam, but if raspberry's not your jam, you can use whatever flavor you like. I like to pop my jam in the microwave just for a few seconds to loosen it up and then dollop it all over the shortbread. And with the back of a spoon, spread it until it's completely covering your shortbread layer. Now, just like the jam, we're going to dollop on our sponge batter. We want to make sure not to mix the sponge in with the jam. Now, carefully smooth your sponge layer over that jam. We don't want to see any jam poking through. Now we'll just sprinkle on a handful of slivered almonds on the top. This gives it a bit of crunch and a lot more almondy flavor. This is going to bake for another 20 to 25 minutes until it's beautiful and golden on the top. You'll want this to cool completely until it's at room temperature to allow all of those layers to set up so that when you slice through it, you see each individual layer. You can cut your slices as big or as small as you want, but it makes about 16 portions. Love bar cookies, check out my Hello Dolly recipe here. And make sure to hit that subscribe button down there. Thanks so much for watching and make sure to give us a big thumbs up and leave us a comment down below. We'll see you next time.